Good morning, my brothers and sisters. What would change if you could hear God say, I will be with you? Now, sometimes you just got to stand in amazement that Deuteronomy has something to say to us in this era on every page. And if you take 76 cracks at it, like we've done here, every day. So I want to thank you for humbly joining Humble Me as we look at it together and are surprised and convicted and all the different responses that our exposure to this book has. And I'm grateful that you, as a person, are doing this exploration with me. So on first impressions, studying the book of Deuteronomy might rank for some people with a similar enthusiasm as is to getting a root canal or something like that. However, after some calm exposure, we find the first steps of a sinful mankind exposing them to a holy but kind God. So when we last left our story, the Lord asked Moses, almost on his deathbed, to write a song. And we took our hats off to Cynthia Erivo and the Lord, for both know the power of a song. Their songs are soul-exposing and memorable and muscular. They do their work with the grace of a paring knife and the supremacy of a bazooka. So a song is entirely portable, low cost, and sticky in the sense of being memorable and soul touching. So music is often a highway to God. So we're going to get to hear that song of Moses tomorrow. But first, we have this passage. This is from Deuteronomy chapter 31. I'm going to start in verse 19. Now therefore write this song and teach it to the people of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the people of Israel. Verse 22, so Moses wrote this song the same day and taught it to the people of Israel. Okay, that was yesterday and tomorrow, but today, here's the passage. And the Lord commissioned Joshua the son of Nun and said, be strong and courageous, for you shall bring the people into the land that I swore to give them, and I will be with you. I will be with you. When Moses had finished writing the words of this law in a book to the very end, he's going to write the whole Pentateuch, five first books of the Bible, Moses commanded the Levites who carried the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord, take this book of the law and put it by the side of the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against you. For I know how rebellious and stubborn you are. Behold, even today, while I am yet alive with you, you have been rebellious against the Lord. How much more after my death? We'll talk about that. Assemble for me all the leaders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears and call heaven and earth to witness against them. For I know that after my death you will surely act corruptly and turn aside from the very way that I have commanded you. And in the days to come, evil will befall you, because you will do what is evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking him to anger through the work of your hands. So the Lord is commissioning Joshua here. Be strong, be courageous. You're going to lead the people, and I'm going to be with you. Now, we're big fans of this concept here at Be With Me. And this is not the only theme of the Bible, but it's certainly my favorite. For Joshua, he doesn't promise enemylessness. He doesn't promise enemylessness. He promises himself. So ultimately and primarily, the Lord gives us himself in creation. In the patriarchs, the Lord gives us himself. In his word, the Lord gives us himself. And in the rescue operation that is the 1,000 pages of the Bible, the Lord gives us himself. So Joshua, you are going to lead a rebellious, stubborn people who are not exploding in insubordination just yet, because Daddy Moses is still alive. Now just imagine what's going to happen after he dies in a few days. So here's what true leadership looks like. Being faithful to a people of God, even when they are experiencing and enduring the discipline of God, the consequences for evil, and the heavy hand of the correction of the Lord. And that's the reality that's in front of Joshua. Have you ever heard the story of like a family of brothers and sisters who are embroiled over some drama, often money, often inheritance, but it's all being held together because mom and dad are still alive to kind of keep a lid on it? Then mom and dad die, and everybody isn't on their best behavior. Everyone's at each other's throats, and the family falls apart. Now, similarly, Moses is still alive, But we hear that after he dies, a couple times in this passage, that there's going to be this bubbling up rebellion against the Lord, which is to say, rebellion against the Lord's leader. So stubbornness, turning aside, corrupt activity. And then there's going to be evil, punishment, and consequences that befall the people of God. So stick around. You can read about that with me as we keep working our way through the Bible. I'm here every day. Just kidding. All right, so Moses is on his way out. And in the meantime, the Lord gives him a good leader who has an absolutely daunting job ahead of him. He's going to need the word. He's going to need the song of Moses that we're going to hear about tomorrow, and all the help that the Lord will provide. So when the task is great, he'll turn to the most important gift that he gets, which is, I will be with you. And I'm just wondering, let's apply that to ourselves here today. What might change for you if you could hear those precious words from the Lord? I will be with you. Where would you be stronger? When would you be more courageous? In what circumstance might you rely on him saying right here and right now, in this moment, I am with you? Thanks for listening.